Hey guys, Aweshum here, checking out the AVS, gonna be looking at the stats, going over modding, gameplay, pros and cons. So, start off with the stats here. You get 37 as a baseline, out to 65 meters, so that's pretty good damage, and pretty good near range, so it's good for that, good for the gun. 600 rate of fire on the standard, that's pretty decent rate of fire. And as well, there's some good modding you can do later on. As far as ammo goes, pretty short here. 15 rounds. You're going to be running out of ammo really fast with this gun. And the reload time isn't that great. It's 3.5 seconds. That's fairly long reload compared to the other SMGs and assault rifles out there. 7 equipment points. This gun weighs a lot. You're only going to be able to carry, say, an anti-tank weapon or a pistol as a sidearm. 208,000 is the credit cost, which is also 2,500 gold, and it requires 12th rank on infantry assault to unlock. So now let's get to the modding on this gun. Alright, so as far as modding goes, I like running the 7N1 sniper round. You just get the much needed damage. This should bring your gun up to a 3-hit kill against even heavyset gold. The range is a nice bonus. The precision is amazing. And yes, you lose a bit of stability, but that's alright. You'll gain the stability back with other mods. So sniper round, that's a good use. Now, looking at sights here, there's 2 different builds for this gun. So I'll run over the first build, which is your classic close range, or close to medium range infantry. So field adjusted sights for some much needed precision. And then you can run the only mod available for rate of fire on trigger, only mod the spring, and then run the URA-2 heavy barrel, which will basically counter that stability from the rate of fire mods, give you precision. So you're still at a 600 rate of fire gun, but you've got some much better stability with keeping your precision, and it's a 3-hit kill. So this is a great setup if you're just a run and gun infantry close to medium range. Now the second build, which is the more, say, medium range with a scope, 3.5 scope, you don't need a trigger and you don't need a spring. You shouldn't be fighting close combat with this, so just the URA-2 heavy barrel, and this will put your gun at 514 rate of fire and give you much better accuracy compared to the infantry regular setup. So now we'll be showing off gameplay and return later for pros and cons. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so pros and cons time. Start with the cons here. This is a decently long grind just to get up to the AVS. Gold for infantry assault, you're gonna have to grind that semi-auto rifle or pick up other assault rifles that you find laying on the ground. There's not a lot of space with this build. Because the gun already weighs 7, you're gonna just want to pick up an extra ammo bag, which was 8 slots. Only leaves you 2 slots for a pistol sidearm, which is pretty much needed because of it's only got 15 bullets in the clip. So you just need that extra pistol, which is the best sidearm in my opinion, which leaves you without any anti-tank. The gun has lower rate of fire compared to the other ARs, such as M2 carbine. It's got about the same kind of specs as the Sturmgewehr. The AVS does kick quite a bit without the gun-specific barrel. It's increasing the rate of fire on AVS highly increases sway or the just overall recoil. It is expensive to maintain if you're using a scope as well as to buy this weapon, so it's one of those just if you want to get the most out of the gun, expect to pay a lot. You'll find yourself losing in close quarter combat pretty much to those submachine guns or carbines, MGs with high rate of fire just because you don't have quite as high rate of fire. You have the damage, so you need to just land your rounds with your low rate of fire when fighting those with high rate of fire. And also the recoil will play into effect at those close ranges. It feels kind of badge dependent, at least the setup feels like you always have to be running, say, the fast reload badge, just 15 bullets and you gotta quickly reload it. As well as just overall expensive, so that's just bad all around. So I'll move on to the pros here. The iron sight is actually pretty alright. You can get used to the iron sight. It's got a nice fitting scope at 3.5 times, so it's not too over magnified and it's not just under magnified. The hipfire is not terrible, but you only have the 15 bullets to kill your victim. It's a 3-hit kill against heavyset gold, which is awesome if you land your rounds. The 3.5 second reload is faster than most machine guns, or just the 3.5 seconds isn't too terrible compared to the damage that you can do with the gun in that sense. Say if you're using an SMG, you're only going to be doing 25 damage with a 3 seconds, whereas this one's more like a 40 damage with a 3.5 seconds. So it's pretty good in that respect. It's an all-around good weapon just as a stock. You don't necessarily even need the mods. Maybe even just running around with the bullet upgraded mod is actually good enough with this AVS. It is very accurate at close, medium range, even when you're using the high rate of fire. You'll get used to the recoil and just be able to master it at those ranges. The total ammo count is more than enough. You shouldn't have any problems with the total ammo. And despite the cons, the AVS, it gets the job done if you're using it in the right situations. Say low rate of fire for medium range or high rate of fire for close to medium range. You have the two different builds that you can use with the gun, so that's just great versatility. It only needs 3 mods for it to be just a good enough weapon. You only really need, say, the scope, the Ura barrel, and the sniper ammo, and you're set. It's got a medium repair cost, say, without a scope, 2,000 to 4,000. but it all depends on how many mods you want to put on it. And just some things to mention here, it's really good at longish range if you can just tap fire with it. But close to medium range with low rate of fire, you're gonna want to be going full auto. So that's about all I got on the AVS. As always, if there's anything else to add, just throw a comment and I'll try to get it on the video. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.